And welcome back to a very late Who Would Win, admittedly. Again, when your new Pokemon game comes out, you're going to get a little sidetracked, even though you don't want to. But I'm cramming them all out today. I actually only got 2 more videos after this, and I'm still feeling pretty good. So, I'm not having one of those moments where I'm starting to just, out. No, I'm still feeling pretty good. So I'll be able to get the What If and the box office out later today. But Parker Smith asked the question, who won a fight, the Goonies or the Losers Club? Now, I'll admit, it's been years since I've seen the Goonies. I really don't know a huge amount about them. I do know that it was about kids, on adventure, find lost pirate treasure. Sloth was in there, One-Eyed Willie. I do remember the Goonies, but it has been a while. I know the Truffle Shuffle. So, the Goonies consists of all these characters right here in some way, shape, or form. And the Losers Club, obviously, are Dairymaid, Pennywise, and consisted primarily of... I like how Stan's there. It's like, oh yeah, Stan's a part of this. I mean, he's there. Not for long, but he's there. So let's be honest. If we're using the adult Losers Club versus the Goonies, it's the adult Losers Club that wins because they're full-grown adults who could just beat the crap out of these kids. Even if the kids outnumber them, they just beat the crap out of these kids because they're just physically more powerful. But no, we're obviously going to use the kid versions of the Loser Club, which consisted of, and let's see if I can get their names right. I know Beth, Richie, Eddie, Peter, no, it's not Peter, Billy, Stan, and it's these two whose names I can't quite remember. Yeah, I can't remember those two. Point being, though, yes, these guys were all in their early teens when they fought Pennywise. Obviously, there's not much to say about... This is one of those weird fights. It's really just a group of kids fighting a group of kids. And let's also be clear. It's a group of kids fighting a group of kids in the sense that, oh, no, they're just not going to hit each other. No, I mean... or, in, like, adventures or traps. No, it's just a group of kids fighting one another. So who wins in that fight? And now, in terms of age, half the Goonies, I think, are younger than the Losers Club. I do believe that. I'm pretty certain on that. Like, I don't think any of the Goonies, save for, like, our two characters here, are really over the age of, like, 10 or 11. Most of them are either that or, maybe 12. So they're hitting the Losers Club age. But the Losers Club, it's all, and not using these guys, like this specific version example, but they're all generally within the age range of like 12 to 14. So they're a little older than the Losers Club, except for these guys. These guys are in their teens. These guys are like 15, 16. And again, I can't remember the exact age, but I know they were much older. So in terms of like age-wise, yeah, these guys got a little bit of an edge over the Goonies, but the Goonies have a numbers advantage over them. I mean, if we're counting down right here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they already almost matched the original group. Actually, no, they don't. They're actually equal. See, I don't know why in my head I thought there's 5 members of the Losers Club in general, but no, there's actually 7 if you include Stan. And so, actually, no, they do outnumber. They're not outnumber. Sorry, they are equal to each other in numbers. Problem here is the Goonies do have 2 older kids on there. Now, this might sound sexist a little bit, but one is a female, one's a woman, one's a guy. Now, that might sound sexist, and I don't mean it to sound sexist, but there is a difference biologically between men and women. Men produce more testosterone, which gives us more muscle, generally speaking, which allows us to, be a bit more aggressive, last longer in a fight, generally speaking. And from what I remember, she wasn't very capable in a fight to begin with. So whereas Beth actually is capable in a fight. We've seen that she's capable in a fight. So we see that, so right there, by the way, I don't think Chunk or, I want to say he was Peter. I'll be honest, I'm not certain how affected they will be just because overweight kid, I don't know how good you're going to be in an actual straight-on fight. But that said, and then by the way, the Loser Club, none of these guys are all the same exact age. They're all very slightly in age. If you really want to put my feet to the fire here, I can tell you who's going to win and why. So let's assume these guys meet up, and there's some beef, obviously, that causes them to fight. They have to fight in this scenario, obviously. So, they're maybe they push each other around, they kind of hit each other. They're hitting each other back and forth. And let's just say that for a little bit, the Goonies are kind of hitting an advantage a little bit, especially since they do have an older kid on their side. They are able to kind of press the edge. The Losers Club backtracks, but this is where the Goonies are at a very bad disadvantage. And the disadvantage comes from the fact that these groups of characters are from two different types of series. And this is what I mean by this. The Loser Club back up, and they pick up some. Let's assume it's like the rock fight in the book and in the series, in the movie. They start chucking rocks at the Goonies, and I don't mean small. I mean big f off rocks. Hitting them, and like how it hit Henry Bauer in the head. Like it hurt. It busted his head open. Like it broke the skin. He was bleeding, and they keep doing it, and eventually the Goonies have to back off and they leave and retreat. That's how that ends. The key difference between these two characters is the fact that one comes from a family-friendly, albeit mature for kids. I think it was a PG when PG mattered movie for kids. So they had the mentality of kids in that circumstance. Not kids from abused homes, not kids fighting a cosmic entity that eats children. No, I mean, yeah, they fought some pirates and gangsters and all that stuff, but still, ultimately, it's still an adventure film for kids. The Losers Club comes from a Stephen King universe book. All of them on some, actually, except for Bill, believe it or oddly enough. I don't know, actually, most of them on some level. Stan, coming from a strict household. Eddie, overbearing mother. Sexual abuse from her father. Being overweight teasing from, I'm going to say it's Peter. Billy has a stutter, so he got made fun of for that. Racism on, is it Sam? I want to say it's Sam. I could be wrong on that. Anyway, racism on his part. Richie just kind of being Richie. But all of them, come from abused households, which changes the mentality of a kid. You learn to survive differently as an abuse survivor. Then struggling and succeeding to be a cosmic Cthulhu-esque entity that produces fear, can drive you insane through evil lights in its body, that is theoretically its body, takes the form of a demonic clown that can transform into anything, and eats kids. Yeah, you're going to be a lot more hardened by that than you are this. So, because of the mentality, because of what these kids have already dealt with in their lives, they would instinctively be more hardcore in their aggression towards the Goonies than the Goonies would be towards the Losers Club. So ultimately, I've got to go the Losers Club in this fight. The Losers Club wins simply because of where they come from versus where the Goonies come from, and what they've had to deal with and what they've done to deal with it versus what the Goonies have dealt with and how they dealt with it. So yeah, to me, it's got to be the Losers Club. The Goonies have a couple edges on them. I think they're a bit more quick-witted in some ways, and they do have a couple older kids on their side, like older than the Losers Club. But ultimately, that wouldn't matter in this case because we saw them beat Henry Bauer and his gang in the rock fight, and they're older kids at two. Granted, only 3 of them, but still, they're older kids. So the age, unless they're adults that they were fighting, it wouldn't matter too much. So ultimately, I got to go to the Losers Club. What do you think? You think it's the Losers Club, or do you think it's the Goonies? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know why you think that. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Super Magic, What If, anything on the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So we'll be back later with What If and Box Office. And then you won't be seeing me for the rest of the evening, as I will be playing my Pokemon Shield game for the rest of the day. But that still won't be for a while. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.